Instead of apathy, there's action.
Vor 35 Jahren haben wir in der DDR während der friedlichen Revolution unsere Freiheit und die Demokratie erkämpft. Heute wird diese Demokratie wieder in Frage gestellt. Was wir damals erstritten haben, muss heute entschlossen verteidigt werden. Zahlreiche Aktivistinnen und Aktivisten im Osten tun genau das, in Ostdeutschland wie auch in Osteuropa. Mit ihnen will ich sprechen. Heute spreche ich mit Marta Pardavi aus Ungarn. Sie ist Menschenrechtsaktivistin und Co-Vorsitzende des Ungarischen Helsinki-Komitees.
Here we are. Hi, Marta.
Okay. Hello. Very nice to meet you.
Juna Podkivanok. Is it right? Juna Podkivanok is guten Tag. Nice to meet you, right?
Yes, it is guten Tag, Juna Podkivanok.
I think we can start.
So I was 15 years old when the political transition happened in Hungary. And even after, in the 90s, there was a lot of demonstrations, but it was not through the street pressure that political changes came about in Hungary. And that left positive and perhaps less positive marks, valuing the power of protest and the impact it can have. Is not something that is perhaps so much felt in Hungary as some other former post-Soviet states, right?
Yeah.
But at the same time, the experiences of not being able to exercise your rights, of not being able to speak freely, of having to be scared, are still with us. And perhaps this is one of the scary parts of Hungarian public life now, that people are still scared to speak out. They think that there will be, if they criticize the government, some harm could come to them. And this is not unjustified totally. So it takes, for example, human rights organizations to help these people and to support them and to fortify these human rights defenders. In this way, the transition is still ongoing, perhaps a bit. When we look around the world, we see people protesting everywhere, and sometimes they do it at a very high risk to their lives. Sometimes we see one lone protester holding up an empty piece of paper, like in Russia, but still, I think their environment and everybody in the world understands that this is a strong, loud voice against autocracy. So I think the first big protest we saw, and I was there and it was very moving, was a big group of people who usually do not protest, who have perhaps lost the belief in democracy, belief in participation. So freedom of assembly is a place where we unite in our expression. And freedom of assembly is also a very, very important pillar in democracy. So I think there is a lot of frustration and dissatisfaction in Hungarian society. When it comes to major public services, we see that it's not working well. There is, of course, high levels of corruption, which are not being addressed adequately. There is promises about protecting children, but the practices are exactly in the opposite direction. And so a lot of people have now felt the urge to display their dissatisfaction. Among these people, there was a lot of young people, really, really young people, but also families who normally don't participate in politics, who want to avoid politics. This is perhaps the most important side. Instead of apathy, there's action.
And if I'm right, I have to say now, wir sind Latterschott.
Ah, yes, that was a very nice rendition of the Hungarian way to say Auf Wiedersehen.